Welcome to the TFT podcast, number 128. I am Mark Guy, and here with me today, oh shit, I said the name wrong. I'm with and here with me today, it's going to be a split personality day. I have these lovely people. The Thread Father, Wave.
Hey.
Chaos Man.
Hello.
Seawin.
Hey, what's going on?
And Soundside Kyle.
I apologize for being late.
So, Soundside Kyle, I understand you do not actually have a Rooster Teeth profile. What's up with that, man?
I do not. I guess because I am not a huge forum person like the rest of you guys. I've never really been like a poster or a modder or anything like that. I'm not a huge social media kind of person. Despite the fact that I do enjoy like a good amount of stuff that comes from Rooster Teeth, I've just never made one. I really don't have a good answer.
So you're just a sad and lonely internet hermit. That's what I'm hearing.
I am a lurker, yes. I just
No
hide in the background, yep.
Okay, well, I need to find something I can connect you with. Do you watch Rick and Morty?
I actually, I started watching it because of you.
Fuck yeah.
I was listening to one of the latest podcasts you were on. You were advertising it very well, and so like 2 nights ago, I just started watching it like online. I've already gone through the entire first season already, and I absolutely love the dark, terrible humor that just makes me smile.
You know what, Soundside Kyle? You're alright. You're alright. All is forgiven for being late.
Alright, 1 down, 3 to go.
Someone else has finally watched the goddamn show. At least someone here listens to it. Fuck all the rest.
No,
I watched part of it, man. You know, I can only watch some of it legally right now. I mean, I would have kept watching it, but then legality got in my way, and I'm like, well.
Wait, so what sort of legality is that?
I don't pay for cable at my apartment, so I have no cable. I only get basic channels.
What about internet, though? You can stream it from Cartoon Network.
You can. However, you can only stream so many episodes, and then it leads you to like your cable provider. And since I don't pay for TV, I don't have access to Cartoon Network.
Oh, there's a couple other websites you can find all the episodes on.
Oh, I know I can find them. It was a legality thing, and I've tried to avoid the downloads of things and such.
No, it's not downloads. It's a streaming video. You just have to have your little pop-up blockers ready, and you can watch it no problem.
I mean, that's still what site is it? A legitimate site? It's not a site. It's watching something for free through a stream, right?
Why are you asking questions? What are you, a cop?
Yeah.
You don't have to tell us if you are.
Like, I don't want to say it out loud now, just in case I'm going to get someone in trouble. And, the internet police show up at my door, and I'm going to be like, he made me say it. It's not my fault.
I'm just trying to be an adult and spend money on stuff instead of steal it all like I used to in college.
I want to point out, Seawin wasn't always like that. I lived with him for a while. He had no problem doing
I downloaded literally everything. Literally everything.
But you got to that point in your life where you're like, oh, I can now support these things I like by actually spending the money on them.
Correct.
So
we had this conversation a long time ago. I don't know if you guys remember it, where we talked about this type of thing. Where, since I don't pay for cable, I'm not ever going to pay for cable, so I'll watch stuff like this online until the box set comes out on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever it is, and then I'll fucking buy it. Like, I'm still going to throw my money at it because it's something I want to support. But until that happens, like, I want to be able to talk about it while it's popular and be like, oh yeah, I freaking love that show. Let me tell you all about it. Let's watch some episodes together. But yeah, I'm still gonna wind up buying it.
The most annoying thing that happens is when there's absolutely no way to watch it legally at all. Like how the full collection of Whose Line Is It Anyway is like nowhere.
You can't buy the full collection of Whose Line Is It Anyway? Really?
I don't. I mean, it might have the DVD form, but I don't think the DVD. I think it was just season 1. I don't think there's any other DVDs. At least the last time I checked, they could have added more.
Yeah, I just see season 1 DVDs as well. It's interesting.
Yeah. I think right now the only network that's doing it right, it's not even a network. It's fucking Netflix, where they create a series and then put the whole thing out, and you can stream the whole thing like no problem whatsoever. Like that is awesome. And I really wish that these other channels would just get with the future and be like, okay, look, we know you're gonna want to marathon our entire show once you hear about it. Because jumping in right from the middle is not going to make much sense, and the DVD's not out yet, so here, stream it from our website from episode 1 with a few commercials so we can still make our money, and we'll call it good. Like, that would be the most logical thing, but until that is available, I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing.
That was actually something that the creators of South Park did. Like,
they
have SouthPark.com.
do.
And I guess the reason they did it was because, like, at some point in an interview or something, like, so why do you release all your shows for free? And one of them was like, well, we know they're just going to download it anyways, so they might as well go somewhere that, it's already free anyways, which is why they release all their stuff. But they do it in the way that's, like, it's still 2 weeks behind. So you can't watch all these, like, right up today. And that's still fine, because, it means I can see the show that I would have saw on TV if I caught it anyway, so... The way they do it's pretty cool.
It's kind of that's the right idea too, because a lot of times what you're wanting to do is when someone's telling you about a show, you're like, okay, I need to catch up on the show first, and then I will watch the new episode with you, or at the same time as you, and then we'll talk about it, tomorrow at work or whatever. So it's still set up to make people watch the newest episodes on the network as it airs.
Right.
So you're really not going to lose anything. And in fact, if you have some select advertising on the website, you're actually going to get more out of it than you would if person had to go to a third-party website and stream it like I have to do it.
Exactly.
Or at least the first season anyway. Not I think Adult Swim has like the most recent
Adult
5
Swim.
episodes.
Okay, so it's like the first 5 episodes of both season are on Adult Swim for free.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Because that's what I stopped. I watched the first 5 or 6 episodes, and then I was like, okay, I can't watch anymore right now.
Shit, there's so many sites that have legitimate sites like Netflix and Hulu and stuff that have like episodes 1 through 5 of whatever, and then it's nowhere near the actual full amount. I see that happening, right?
They have to. I don't want to say argue, but they have to work out some sort of contract with the owner of the intellectual property. And they don't know if they're actually if it's going to be popular enough to
warrant paying for
the full thing. So like, okay, we'll get the first season. If enough people are interested in it, then we'll purchase the second season for later showing. And sometimes, like with there for a while, I was watching Once Upon a Time, but when it got to the 4th season, Netflix, even though the full thing had been shown on network. But instead of getting each episode as it came out, they waited until the whole thing was out and the next season was about to air. Then they got that one, and by that point in time, I had lost patience and had streamed it from another site. Like it's really stupid when you have these intellectual properties that have all these different rules around it that keep you from being able to watch the content when you would be willing to pay for it perfectly, like through your subscription somewhere else.
Yep.
We need to unify this shit, and maybe one day we'll get there.
I need more options to be able to rent stuff. Also, I love Amazon's video service because it has so many options every once in a while. Like I have Prime, but anything that's not on Prime, I can just do a rent through Amazon Prime, and
your shit is so expensive.
Not really. $5 to rent it. It's like $5 to rent a HD movie. I don't think that's that bad. It's comparable to having to go out and get a hard copy of it and come back.
Where I'm coming from is I just bought a the second season of this show that aired in 2010-2011 called V. It was a remake of a miniseries of Aliens. And I've been waiting for this thing to I've been trying to find it in the stores and whatnot, and I found it on Amazon, but for the longest time it was just ridiculously expensive, just even for the DVDs. And I finally found it on sale for a reasonable price. I wound up paying $15 for it. This is an old series now, so I felt that was fair. Then I looked at what I could, if I wanted to actually watch it, if I wanted to stream the episodes from Amazon.
Yeah.
And each episode in standard definition was, I think it was like $2. So if I were to watch all, I think there was 11 total, I'd be spending $22 to watch all the episodes online, or I could buy the whole thing for $15. It was just one of those things, like, your algorithm's a little off here, guys. Like, I'm not about to rent.
So that's buying episodes. That's not. There's no way to rent a TV episode.
Or I don't know, whatever. Buying an episode. Either way, it's still cheaper to purchase the box set that they then have to mail to you, and that's still cheaper than just being able to stream it.
Yeah.
Do they have any shipping costs added on?
It was like $3. So
it's still cheaper. Yeah. No, I agree. Like, that's the one thing. Like, I like their movie stuff because you have the option to rent, and that's what I normally do anyways. Like, I don't spend too much time rewatching movies. So, like, I think like whatever, $4 to $5 for an HD rental for like 2 days or whatever is fine. But like, all the TV series, none of the TV series have that option. They're always buy. So it's like, I don't want to buy. I don't want to buy an entire
especially
series.
A TV show.
Yeah.
You usually don't watch an entire TV show over again. You might watch a really classic or one of your favorite movies more often than you rewatch a series.
I'm actually the opposite.
I rewatch series quite a bit. If I really like them, I will rewatch them.
Yeah, Scrubs, that 70s show. I like rewatch those like a million times.
I guess that's true.
Like,
I think I never rewatch anything.
Funny sitcoms. I can spend all day rewatching those.
Yeah, I've rewatched Rick and Morty, most of Rick and Morty, twice now, just because there's not that many episodes out, and I've rewatched the entirety of Lost 3 times since it originally came out. And there's been a few others. More cartoons from my childhood I've seen so many times, like the Beast Wars and Beast Machines Transformers. Those, like, I've rewatched those series. Like, I don't even know how many times.
I can't even count the number of times I've rewatched like Invader Zim or Angry Beavers and shit like that.
Shit, yeah, all those. Or what else was on Cartoon Network when I was there? Like Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Loved it.
And all the the 1990s, like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. Like, I can't even count how many times I've watched those. And X-Men. Oh yeah, X-Men. So if it's good and it just it gives me that right feel when I'm watching it, I'll be like, a year, 2 years later, I'll be like, no, I kind of want to watch that again, just to re-experience the whole thing. And you get started, and I'm like, okay, I'm on it now. I'm just going to marathon this bitch.
I guess that's true. And I especially like doing it if I'm showing someone else a new series and we get to watch it together. That's my favorite thing to do.
Doing that. That's like the perfect excuse to rewatch it. Like, I'll try and find people that haven't, just so I have a good excuse to rewatch it. I'm like, here, let's watch this together.
And then you can see their experience, like their thoughts and theories about what's going to happen. Stuff like that.
Yes, exactly.
What would you do if you look over and then you see this person on their phone instead?
Well, then at first I feel pissed because they're ignoring this thing that I like. And then I'm like, okay, calm down.
And then you dissolve the friendship.
Still not legal.
Like, what's going on? What's so important? Are you bored? Tell me what's wrong with this.
Tell me what's wrong so I can tell you why you're wrong.
And if they genuinely don't like it, I have this problem. It's so hard to watch things with him because he has such a different taste in what he likes versus what I like. So, like, finding the sweet spot when we both like something is way harder than it should be. I'm going to try and get him... I try to get him to watch The Walking Dead with me because I've had the first season on Blu-ray for so long, and I just never really wanted to watch it. And I had so many people pressuring me, so finally I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to watch the first episode. I'm like, Ken, you want to watch this with me? He's like, I know I said I would, but no, you're on your own.
What do you share in common?
I had him watch Firefly, and he was really resistant to the idea with the whole like space cowboy thing. It took 3 episodes, but by the time he got to the 3rd episode, he was hooked, and he loves the show.
Did you watch Serenity then too?
Yes. I'm had to watch Serenity at the end. I did it backwards. I watched Serenity first.
Yeah, that's definitely the wrong way to go. You're right.
Yeah, and then I realized it was actually based on a TV show, so then I purchased the TV show and watched it all in one sitting, and then watched the movie again. And the movie was good standalone, like coming at it.
I was curious. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I was saying, wasn't the movie what we watched in the dorms, Jason? Like, because I had no previous experience of the TV show either, and then we watched the movie, and I loved the movie.
Yeah, that's what got me so interested in it. Like the characters are so well fleshed out. That's what really got me. Like how well the characters interacted with each other. Like you could tell they had a history together. Yeah. And it's really hard to watch a movie that's supposed to have characters with a back history and to not. They didn't even have to talk about it. You could just tell by the way they acted with each other that they had a history. They didn't have to have any sort of exposition or hey, remember that one time or anything like that. You could just tell. That's really what sold me on it. Like, I want to see what they've done up until now, and I think it was so overpriced too. It was like a Meyer up in Michigan. I paid like $55 for the box set. It was so worth it.
Yeah, I think I watched it when I was sick on Netflix. I watched it all in one day, and I was like, "This is the greatest show of all time." It just showed up on Netflix, and I was like, "Well, fuck, I'm sick anyways. Might as well just go through some random fucking show I've never seen before." I watched it, and I'm like, "This is amazing." With zero hype going into it, like I had no idea what like it was gonna be. Like I didn't have like someone who was a giant fan of it pestering me to watch it. It was just completely blank slate.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I was when I walked into it. I had a friend who was like, oh, when I went and saw the movie, it was with a couple friends, and they're like, oh, you know that this was based on a TV show? And I'm like, oh, no. And that's pretty much all it was. They're like, yeah, it's sci-fi. It was kind of like this movie with a slightly lower budget. You'll probably like it. I'm like, that's all I need to know.
And so
I still like the random episode in Firefly where the soldiers had the same outfits as they did in Starship Troopers. Like, that must have gone on sale at, like, some prop warehouse where you're like, oh, the Starship Troopers armor. Okay, we'll just use that. Whatever.
That's probably just actually sitting like.
That was probably to save money, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's probably just on sale at some prop warehouse, and they're like, we'll buy this.
Or maybe it was available at the studio they were filming.
I was saying, it was probably just like in the storage at the back.
So, are you guys familiar with that internet series called The Guild with Felicia Day?
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I have not seen any of it yet.
Same.
I've seen like the first 2 or 3. I'm using finger quotes seasons because they're like little 5-minute episodes each.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how Red vs. Blue was in the first couple seasons.
Yeah.
But anyway, my life right now is just kind of eclipsed with the very first episode of that show, where she's talking into her camera. And she's like, there is a no Warlock on my couch. And she's part of a World of Warcraft guild, and one of the members of her team showed up at her house. So I told you guys about Ark a while ago. I had a tribe on Ark.
Yes.
Along with my cousin and a couple
and
other
then it exploded and destroyed. Yeah,
well, it turns out my cousin who's living with me started talking with one of the other team members, and they had some chemistry going, and they have kind of been long distance internet dating for a couple weeks, and
that always goes well.
He now is at my house.
Oh, okay. So that went quickly.
That went very quickly.
He's come over for a visit, so I'm like, yeah, I have in the game. He was playing this. His old tribe was called Crash Landed and Stranded, and he actually named his character Alien. He was like playing this idea that he was a crash landed alien on this world with all the dinosaurs.
So man, we got some RPers up in this.
I have an alien from outer space staying in my guest bedroom with my cousin. It's weird.
Wow.
I actually haven't seen him yet. He got here at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning last night. When I got up this morning, I had to go help my sister, which I left at noon, but he was still asleep, and Samantha had just come out and cracked the door open looking really drowsy. I'm like, okay, you were either up waiting for him, or you guys had some really rough and passionate sex, but I don't want to ask which right now, so I'm just going to ignore that. And left to help her, came back, they're both in the room again with the door shut, and now I'm doing the podcast. So it's like, he's been here almost a whole day, but I've yet to see the guy, but I know he's in there.
See this guy who's just staying with you.
Yeah.
That'll be fun first meetings. He finally comes out. It's like, hi, nice to physically see you after I don't know, what is it, 26 hours, guys?
I like the thought that you will never see him. That's what I'm expecting.
Just come and go.
You're just the timing.
It's actually just a fabricated. He's never actually come by to visit.
It's a giant ruse just to mess with him.
It doesn't really exist.
We'll see how long it goes before your mind just breaks and you have to kick open the door and there's just no one there.
It's is anybody even in there?
This guy's been here for 2 months and I haven't seen him. What's going on?
Recording everything
Well, he's only here for a week, so I don't have to worry about that. It's actually pretty smart. She asked me if he could come, and I'm like, yeah, sure. See if you guys actually get along in real life and all that. Because I've done the long distance relationship thing before. When you meet in person,
wait, how far away do they actually live?
He's an alien. He's from another planet. I would assume.
It's probably light years away.
Yeah,
is it across state type thing, or much further?
Tennessee. He's 3 states, 2 or 3 states.
Okay.
Into his home planet.
I had an answer for that. Melmac. His home planet is Melmac.
Why did you have?
Yeah, you came up with that too quickly.
It's Alf's home planet. Does anybody not remember Alf?
We're not old, dude. No.
Fuck all you. Fuck all you guys.
Sounds inappropriate.
I heard that they were going to reboot that, actually.
Reboot Alf?
Yeah.
How do you reboot Alf? What do you just fucking get the puppet again? I'm back, guys! What?
I don't know. See, you knew it was a puppet.
Yeah, I know what the thing is. I don't remember that its fucking home planet was Nolmac.
Almac.
Sorry, Melmac.
It's not hard.
I know what he looks like, and I remember he's a fucking puppet. Other than that, I don't remember much.
Was he selling insurance at some point or something?
Oh, who knows? He sold out a long time ago. It was like the Muppets. You know how you see Kermit everywhere, even selling tea? Yeah, he was everywhere for a while. He probably sold, he would sell Viagra to old men and tampons to women.
Or vice versa.
Whatever you gotta do to pay the bills, man.
I don't even know what he looks like.
You don't know what Alf looks like?
You're on the internet. Just Google it.
I will.
I have a hard time of believing you've never once come across just the image of Alf.
Oh, I probably have. I just don't
see
know
image
the
and
name.
You're like, oh,
he
that's
just
what
doesn't
it is.
remember what he actually looks like till he sees him, and then he'll do that.
Yeah, that's probably.
So, anyway, before we get too far away from talking about TV shows and stuff like that, have any of you guys watched Sense8 on Netflix?
No.
No.
Not the slightest.
I don't have a Netflix subscription, so I haven't seen any of that.
Ditto.
I'll just say it's really fucking awesome. I made a journal about it on Rooster Teeth. Add that to your list to at least check out if you have a Netflix account.
Was this the new Netflix original series thing or something?
Yes, it's one of their original series. And
I thought that
it's hard to talk about the premise because it sounds
I got it. A group of people around the world are suddenly linked mentally and must find a way to survive being hunted by those who see them as a threat to the world's order.
See, that's what it says, but that's kind of that's where I'm going to say it's a little bit more like Lost, where you have this main story / mystery going constantly, but it really takes its time to focus on the individual characters because they're all over the world.
Right.
So each one of them has their own life, they have their own issues that they're working out, and then they also have to deal with this suddenly not being alone inside their own head and feeling emotions from someone else when they're doing important shit. So it actually uses for drama and for comedy and just for weirdness factor. This actor, he's like a heartthrob in Mexico, and he winds up feeling like he's on a period when one of the female characters winds up starting, and he's like, I feel bloated today, and he's overly emotional. It's like I can't do this today. Everything's awful. So
Sounds like the worst superpower ever.
So it sounds like it's just terrible.
Well, the idea is that each one of them has a skill set that other ones do not have. So they actually working
tap
together
in mentally to each other to do things.
Yeah. So one of them is a hacker. The actor is really good at lying and manipulating people. then one of them, two of them are actually criminals to a certain extent. One of them's a police officer, and another one is this Asian chick who does not martial arts. She does like kickboxing tournaments in her free time because it's the only way she can relieve her stress from her life. So she's a pretty badass fighter. So they all, so when one of them gets into a situation where they're pretty much fucked, then the other one kind of senses this and is like, oh, this other person who's connected to us mentally is about to get the shit kicked out of him. Maybe we should do something about that. Like, oh, here, step aside, let me help you, and it does that type of thing.
That throws me for a loop, because like the way that sounds is like the person who, let's say, I don't know, like the dude's in a fight, he doesn't know how to fight, so he uses the Asian girl who can kickbox and shit, like it makes it sound like she just like takes over, and then like now she's like, you know, in control of the mind.
I thought maybe it's more like a Matrix thing where it's like, whoa, I know Kung Fu.
No, it's not like that. It is kind of like that, like with languages, but when it's showing it, you can see that the other person is drawing their experience from the other person, and there are a couple instances where they're like, look, you're fucking shit up. Do you mind if I drive for this point in time?
See, and then it makes me feel like now this is like a hive mind.
In a way, yes, they have become a hive mind, but they're still individuals for now. But one of the things they are afraid of, they've only briefly touched on it, is that they might actually be in danger of losing their own individuality.
We are one.
Becoming a fusion mind or something, or becoming like a single person, but it's
one
like
mind and like 9 bodies.
Yeah, kind of.
But the way the show goes about it asks some really interesting questions. And what I really respect about it, too, is that because you have all these different people from all these different nationalities around the world, different languages, different cultures, and everything, like when even different sexualities, there's a trans character, a gay character, and then just various other like straight/bi characters. But like once they're all connected together, like all of those things that normally would have divided them suddenly just doesn't feel that important anymore. Like sometimes they're a little freaked out when they start experiencing something one of the other characters is doing at the time, and it kind of pulls in, you know, they can feel it in their own mind, getting these sensations. But they wind up being very accepting about it. They're like, you know, it's okay to just be yourself. And I think that's a very kind of a powerful message coming from a show that's like this. Where ultimately it's telling this really big sweeping story, but it's also saying, you know, out of all things though, it's okay to just be yourself. We're going to accept you for who you are. You're exactly who you need to be. Just do that.
As long as you know Kung Fu.
The thought of someone else in my mind would like drive me to insanity.
What if someone else is already in your mind?
So if you had to share a mind with Jason,
oh, he'd be fucked. I'd be fucked because I wouldn't be able to comprehend like his intelligence. He'd be fucked because he would see like the world in a completely new level of stupidity that would just cause him to mentally break
down. The amount, how fast I would just drive into a curb or like fucking into a median would be so fast. It'd be like me, it's like, oh fuck this, done.
Yeah,
I just imagine like driving like I fused minds with Kyle. And just immediately turn into the median.
Yeah. I think everything Kyle thinks. All right, fuck it. Done with this. Just drives off the bridge.
Is anyone?
So it's not quite like that. It's not quite like that, even though that would be hilarious. There still are their own individual minds, but it's more of an emotional thing. When someone's experiencing something very emotional, then the others, or one or two, or sometimes
so if one person gets
are
angry, then you'll just start feeling angry for no reason?
Yeah, the other ones will start feeling angry. It does a lot of these like cut shots where like two characters are experiencing something that's kind of similar, like one of the actors being interviewed for one of his movies, and then like one of the other characters has just been arrested and is being interrogated by the police, and you kind of get this bleed over between the two of them and how they both are kind of feeling the same thing, because even though they're not doing the same thing, like what they're doing is close enough to where their emotions start to bleed over, and they both start acting a little bit peculiar and trying desperately to convert cover up what it is that they're saying. And they also have this kind of weird shock when they realize, where am I at? They're like seeing through the other person's eyes and seeing through their own eyes at the same time.
So it's not full fusion or anything like that immediately, but if you do it for too long, then it starts happening.
No, there aren't any like set rules like that. It's like they're all still kind of individuals, but they are also connected. That's why I'm saying like it's really hard to describe it because it's not as simple as what
it's not cut and dry rules that are established.
Yeah, but when you're watching it, it has a very organic feel to it, even without them coming around and saying, okay, here's the rules. Because the show never does that. It never says these are the rules. It just assumes you're smart enough to figure it out as it goes along. And there's only a few times where it spoon feeds you exposition. I also appreciate shows that do that.
I think it's.
Say what now?
What'd you say, Cal?
Oh, clearly the show has not met me before. Then I need shit to like hold my hand.
You'd probably be one of the people that watch it and be like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not one of the most intelligent people out there.
I think it's better when a show doesn't explain how things work, at least in the beginning, because then you just kind of have to take it. You just kind of have to like accept it, and then you just move on. Like, okay, this is happening. I don't know why this is happening, but that's fine. This is just happening.
Well, yeah, certain things can be established as part of a universe, and then if it's a major plot point for the how to be discovered later on, then that's fine. But if they just have to like set this is how every A, B, and C connect all together.
Yeah, and it makes sense that you would be confused because, at least in the beginning, because the characters themselves are confused. They're like, what the fuck is happening? So you actually learn with the characters. As they start figuring stuff out, you start figuring stuff out. So it never like stops and someone looks at the camera and say, oh, by the way, this is what's going on right now, and have a nice little narrator voice. Or, there's no instance of like trying to come up with an explanation for space magic, so there's no midichlorians or something like that. It's like,
right.
They don't do shit.
You don't always need an explanation for things. You can just accept this is the way the world works in this thing. Also, I like the idea that it's probably not in this show, but I was hoping like one of them would be like racist, and then against the race of someone that he's linked to. Like you're saying, like there's a Chinese girl, like so then she just becomes like racist towards like her whole family and like all of her friends that are around her. I think that would be funny. It'd be horrible, but it'd be funny.
That would be terrible.
She like looks into the mirror, just like says a racial slur right at herself, like just fucking ridiculous. Oh man.
The closest thing we have to that, like it's definitely not a racial issue, but it was one of the other characters. It was one of the guys he's a bus driver in, I don't know where it is in Africa, but one of those states. So he's like an independent bus driver, and he kind of gets roped into this guy who, I don't know, it never explains what this guy is. I want to say he's like some sort of mafia type guy, but his daughter's sick with cancer, and he's like, I need you to drive her to the hospital through this dangerous territory to get her treatment, and I'll make sure that you're well compensated for it. And you really don't have the option to say no, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he winds up, things go south for him very quickly, as you would expect in a show like this, and like he's getting beat up, and no one's really there to help him. And I'm like, what's going on? And then one of the guy like calls him a bitch, and then you see it cut over to the Asian character, and she's already like having issues with her father and everything, because he's a dick in there, because they're really like chauvinistic in her area, and she keeps on hearing this guy calling the other guy a bitch, and she's just like getting more and more infuriated. And then like she says to herself, "You bitch one more time," and like he says the same thing, and like then it kind of snaps over. She's like, "I'm kicking this guy's ass. I just can't take it." It's like one of the best fight scenes in the entire show at this point in time, where she just goes off on this entire group of armament. And
she just assumes direct control.
Yeah, she just takes over. And then like the first time it happened, the guy was just completely confused. He's like, how did I know how to do that? That was amazing. So he didn't know that it was her the first time around, but then he figured it out later. He's like, oh yeah, I remember feeling you at that point in time. And then he's like a little weird about it. He's like, it's nice to meet you, finally.
It's nice to meet you, Brain Buddy.
Brain Buddy, yeah.
So do they all meet up at one point and like roll as a group, or do they just stay on different parts of the globe?
They can kind of all appear to each other at the same point in time. Like I posted a clip on one of my journals where one of them starts playing that song by the Four Non-Blondes or Three Non-Blondes, or however many Non-Blondes there are, and they all kind of start. They all experience that song at the same time. It was kind of a calm moment where nothing was happening, so they all start singing it together, even though they're all over the world. They're all kind of singing the song together, even though they don't realize it. And there's a couple other times in the show where they all kind of shows them all together in one room, even though they're actually not all physically there, because they're all like tuned in at the same mental frequency at that time.
So the actual vessels haven't like met up or been in the same location.
Yeah, so physically they never all been together, but they have like mentally all been aware of each other in the same place at the same time a few times. Really looking forward where they go with this in the second season. The first season was kind of like setting up who the bad guys are, introducing all the characters. Like, they took the whole fucking first season to really do that. Now that that has been established, they better do something really amazing with the second season, if they give it. Otherwise, I'm gonna be a little disappointed, because they've done such a good job so far, and this damn show is so damn pretty. Like, whoever did the cinematography of this.
Wait, how many episodes are out now?
It's not that many.
So maybe moving away from TV, I have some questions about video games. Has anyone played the new horror game Soma?
Soma?
No, I haven't even heard of that.
I've heard really cool things about it. That's supposed to be like a almost like an SCP type game where each time you play, it's a different monster that chases you down and has different rules. Like sometimes they're blind and they go by sound, and sometimes you have to just run away from them.
That sounds amazing.
What's this called again? I need to write it down.
Soma?
Soma, S-O-M-A. Is the title was what caught me, because I think Soma was the name of the drug that they used in Brave New World. I was like, that's an interesting name. And then I looked into it a little bit. I'm like, oh, this actually looks really interesting. I'll have to check it out. I just wondering if anyone's seen it.
I'm too much of a pussy to play those games. So
I mean, you're not wrong.
So
I agree.
I just don't play them. I'm just like, I don't want to. I fucking have Amnesia and like Outlast in my Steam library. I don't know why. I just have.
I tried playing Amnesia, but I don't know if I got lost.
Now that you can stream.
No.
Yes.
Do it.
This is a good idea.
No.
You already did.
This is gonna happen, Jason. You're going to stream.
Fuck! What did I say? Damn
It's gonna be a horror game of one week's choice, because it sounds like he knows a bit about this kind of stuff.
Not really. I just know that
I
Soma
know a lot of different horror games because I followed Markiplier.
I already have the horror games. I have Amnesia, Dark Descent, and I think I have Outlast.
Yeah, play Outlast.
Right, do it.
I think I'd rather do Amnesia, because I watched the how-to of Outlast with Joel and Adam.
Okay,
already.
so you haven't seen any gameplay of Amnesia?
No.
Okay, that would be better, because if you've watched the how-to, then part of the story, part of it's already ruined. It'd be nice to go in a game fresh.
God damn it.
You've beaten Amnesia, right, Chaos?
I've seen it played through a bunch of times, but never played through it myself.
Okay. Because I'm stuck. I don't know what to do in my games. That's why I stopped playing it. I'm like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. So
I could probably, if I saw where you were, I could probably help you, but I have to actually see.
Game like that at all.
But yeah, I brought up Soma because it looked really like the world is like an underwater.
Is any of it out yet? Because I know.
Yeah, it's out on Steam.
Oh, nice.
And yeah,
is it
like
how much?
It's like $30 on Steam.
That's not too bad.
Well, I mean, it looks really good. Like graphically, it looks like.
Have they released a bunch of patches? Because I know with SCP, they like constantly were releasing more versions with more monsters and rooms and stuff.
It only came out 2 days ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't think not quite yet, but from what I've heard, is like the monsters will change as you play. Like if you start up a new life or whatever, and like it'll have a different monster than maybe what it had before.
That'd be so. So is it like the same monster, but it will then be blind, or then be something else, or is it literally a bunch of different monsters?
I am not sure. Like I said, it's just sort of like what I've heard, and then I gave me the desire to inquire more about it. But just looking at like the environment looks really spooky. It's like it almost looked like
actually
Rapture. Yeah, the environment looks almost like Rapture from BioShock. It's like an underwater lab.
Badass.
I'm so in.
Freaking badass.
But yeah, it's like a little underwater base that you have to survive in, which is probably one of the scariest.
I can just pull up the
environments.
screenshots here on the stream. That is very interesting.
This is such a good idea.
So you're all underwater then?
I would assume so. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
This kind of reminds
Which is
me
probably
of
one of the scariest environments.
No Man's Sky, how they procedurally generate the life forms on each planet. Like, I wonder if it does something like that, or if all these are actually pre-made. So every time you start up, like if you start the game like 50 times, eventually you'll start recycling the same creature, or are they procedurally generated and thrown at you like each time? It's probably just drawing from a pool. Judging by this, it looks like it's from a pool, but still, it would be really cool to see something like that.
Yeah, I definitely want to check it out once I'm able to.
There's apparently a GLaDOS type AI that's also in this facility. It says an omnipresent AI. So it says of the things that you face, corrupted humans, twisted creatures, insane robots, and an omnipresent AI.
It looks like a very interesting environment and a very interesting
Cave Johnson wanted to start an underwater base after this first one failed.
Mantis Man.
Why do you think you're never going to get a third Portal game?
Would there be a reason for it?
Well,
the reason is Valve.
They don't like threes. Although I would say that if we were going to get a third game, it'd probably be a third Portal before a third Half-Life or a third Team Fortress. Or
there's no reason for them really to do a new Team Fortress, like with all their microtransactions they have involved in it right now, and it's not like it needs to be a graphically intensive game.
And they just keep adding gens and maps to it.
They just do updates to it. That's literally all they do. That's all they need to do for Team Fortress.
That's all they have to do.
I just like a third Portal. It doesn't even have to introduce a new concept, just because the world is so amazing and the gameplay was really fun. Like they still had a bunch of user created levels that have been uploaded to the workshop, but I'd like to see one more.
I'm interested in GLaDOS. She's the reason why I'm playing games.
I don't know what type of story they could go, because I don't think they left any loose ends really. I mean, at the end of it,
the whole facility is still, as far as we can tell, still underway.
Oh, that's true.
So you never know. Like you said, GLaDOS could be up to some more of her fucking shenanigans that people would love to see.
At the end, when it just opens up onto the outside, it could just be like the door's closed and then you go back down. It's like, haha, fuck you, Portal 3.
It's like a whole bunch of clones of Chell, something like that.
I just want there to be an Easter egg or something where you look through a telescope and you just still see Wheatley spinning around.
You're in space.
That would be it.
Did you know about the Easter egg in Skyrim that he shows up?
No.
Oh yeah, wasn't it
that's not a mod?
You find it's I didn't think it was a mod. I remember seeing it though.
I think it was a Steam Easter egg. Yeah.
You find a house that's pretty much completely torn to shreds right outside the first city, and if you wait there for long enough or something, Wheatley comes crashing down into it, and then he blows up because he doesn't stay there, and you can't loot him or anything. It's just an Easter egg. So he comes flying down, and you just hear him just space crash.
Oh, the Space Core, not Wheatley.
Huh? No, sorry, the Space Core. I was using the wrong name.
I thought that was a mod. I didn't know that was an actual Easter egg in the game.
You might be right. It might be a mod. I don't remember.
I think it was
I seeing that.
I think it was an official Steam Easter egg that they put in for the Steam version of Skyrim or something. I don't remember.
I know they have the notched pickaxe and whatever nods to Minecraft.
Well, that was in there from the start. That wasn't a mod or anything. I remember because I got it on my Xbox.
So what games have people been playing?
I've started playing Banished some more. I'm waiting for the expansion to City Skylines now.
Banished.
I saw that. I kept debating on whether I wanted to buy it or not because I get really sucked into those types of games, those city building games. Even if some of them, even if it's the worst game ever, I still get sucked in and spend 80 hours.
If I were you, Jason, I would wait for the expansion.
For what?
For cities.
Oh, I already bought
Because
Cities. I haven't played it yet, but I bought it.
Okay, well, because I watched, Alex and Asher and all them, all my roommates play it, and it was very entertaining, and it did have quite a bit of thought to it, but it was very, like, much over in a short amount of time. Like, it didn't take much to really grasp the whole game, and it's like, all right, now it's just rinse and repeating.
What, are you talking about City Skylines?
Yeah, from what I watched, at least. I don't know if it's, like, changed and updated all the way since then, obviously. I mean, with the sound, with the expansion or whatever that's coming out, like, obviously they're adding more shit.
No, you don't need an expansion for City Skylines. Like, it has fully supported mods. That's pretty much what it's about. So you can expand, like, if you have a different, if you want different building styles, you can just download the buildings. If you want to add more vehicles, you can add those. You can pretty much customize almost everything with the game.
So the base game isn't quite as good, but with all the mods, you can like expand your experience a whole bunch.
It's perfectly functional. The only thing I use mods for, really, I have changed a little bit of the interface to fit my liking a little bit more. I have an automatic bulldoze feature so that anytime a building goes abandoned, it automatically bulldozes it down because I don't manage like that. But aside from that, I've pretty much just have downloaded a shit ton of custom-made buildings because I downloaded the mod that lets you unlock the entire map. And so if I'm going to have a big metropolis stretching over the whole map, I want to have lots and lots of different types of buildings. But those are the most difficult things for the companies to make because it's really time-consuming making 3D models and all that. So user-created content all the way. You can find packs with like hundreds of buildings in them that you just click the subscribe to all button, and it downloads all of those new buildings inside those packs that people put together. It makes the loading time really, really slow. But once the game's loaded, it continues to run smoothly. No, it doesn't lag. And I even have updated the graphics with a couple of mods so that there's more post-processing that's done, lens flares from the light, first-person camera, those types of things, which are purely aesthetic. But being able to like click on a bus and go into first person, like ride around on your bus route from inside the bus and being able to drive around on the streets is pretty freaking cool. It's pointless because you can't do anything, but it's just really cool to do, and just to see like how bad your traffic is from down at pedestrian level. I've got so many hours of playing that. Yeah, definitely. Give it a try, and if you want to just try it in the vanilla version right off the bat, go for it. But there's so much you can do with mods. You can just see which ones are the most popular, and usually those are the ones you can go with. Or you can shoot me a message, and I'll just tell you what my favorite ones are. But yeah, definitely check it out. So much fun.
I might do that. I keep getting stuck in the same multiplayer games, though. That's what I always keep playing, is the same multiplayer games, League of Legends and Counter-Strike. I can't get off of them. I'm very much a PvP person.
It's like, I can't quit you. I wish I could.
I do. I have so many other games in my Steam library on my Xbox One that I haven't even touched.
That's why I haven't bought new games recently, because I need to play these games from all the sales that I've gotten for so long.
Yeah. I have all these games, and I'll start playing them, and then I'll put in I started playing Assassin's Creed Rogue finally after it being in my library for 6 months. I put in 13 hours in it, and I liked it, but I haven't gone back to it. I just keep going back and playing more League of Legends, playing more Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I have my favorite games too. I did that with The Last of Us when I was borrowing one of my cousins' PlayStation 4, and I started playing the game. It's really good. It drew me in. I played it a few hours, and then I didn't really have the desire to put it back in. I just wanted to play more City Skylines, more Ark, Survival Evolved, and more Vanished. And so that's what I did instead. Yeah. I know it's great. I had a lot of fun, but I have these other things I'm really addicted to, and
I'm just always very much a PvP type player. I always get sucked into those the most out of any other game.
It's hit or miss for me. Some games I love their PvP, other games I hate them.
I really love outsmarting people and being the dominant player.
There's a sense of satisfaction with that. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I've tried League of Legends because everyone else here plays it and they have so much fun. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
So, some of us have fun. Others have been known to rage a bit.
Like, it's just that one just wasn't my cup of tea. It really surprised me that like I got so into Ark like I did because that's one of those things that normally wouldn't appeal to me, but I decided to just give it a try, and I wound up playing like over 500 hours before I finally decided to call it quits.
Wow, yeah, that's a long time. The thing that drew me to a point where I might pick up Ark is that they have the leveling system in addition to like just building stuff.
Yeah, that's what got me interested in it, and the fact that if you die, you lose everything in your inventory, but your character still persists, like his abilities, everything that he's leveled up. Like, you get to keep your stats. I'm like, that's fair. I can appreciate that, so that you may lose all your cool stuff on your person, but you haven't lost everything. Yeah, that's what.
So if you had enough skills, could you like go back and beat up some lighter level people, even if you didn't have any items on you? Or is it? Yeah,
because it would be a little bit more difficult. But like a level 1 person can't do jack shit, and if you wound up giving yourself 200% melee damage, and you decide, hey, I'm going to go and punch this other naked guy on the beach, then yeah, you'll be able to punch him to death pretty easily because you're doing twice as much damage as he's doing. But that's about the extent of it.
I think there's another game, like building type game, almost like that does. Oh, it's From the Depths. It's like a naval shipbuilding type game where you your character has abilities and various other things. It's on the list of things for me to play, but that would go.
How far are you to completing it all the way?
Oh, all the way. I still have like 60 side ops to do. There's a lot of side ops.
You're going to be occupied for a while.
Yeah.
Are you the person playing right now, Wubs, or is that you, Chaos?
This is me.
Your person looks absolutely disgusting, by the way. Just like drenched in blood and shit.
I haven't taken any showers or anything in quite a while. I've just been going on mission to mission.
Fucking
you have to take showers?
Well, you don't have to, but if you don't, all the blood and stuff that you get on you doing your battles doesn't go away. Just because you left the mission.
Yeah, also if you go back to base and you're stinky enough, like Ocelot will be there and be like, Snake.
Really?
Come on. Yeah. Snake, take a shower. Come on.
Gross. I mean, that's kind of a cool addition. It's a cool feature. But yeah, still.
But at the same time, it's after like 9 days on the field, you're just covered in fucking sweat, blood, and tears.
But then if you go back to base and take a shower, you look good as new. So it's completely optional because it's only aesthetic. Though taking a shower also gives you a little bit of like a little boost, like a buff, like mentally refresh. So you're
like on The Sims where they come out of the shower squeaky clean, so they're extra happy for a couple hours.
Yeah, it gives you like bonus reflex time, I believe. Like when someone spots you and it goes to that bullet time, I think it increases the duration of that the more you shower.
The more you shower, the more agile you are.
Yeah, basically.
And the character's special ability I have already increases that time.
That's true.
You would think if you didn't shower, that would like decrease your stealth. It'd be like, what the fuck stinks behind me? And just
you start to see the actual like created stink lines.
Yeah, outed by your own BO.
So you can't sneak up on anybody. They can smell you coming from a half mile away.
The enemy is trying to monologue, and he's like, "Just take a shower first."
I'm picturing something like Charlie Brown.
Have you ever actually had an experience where like I was in class at the time, and I was just sitting doing like homework and shit, and out of nowhere, it just started to fucking reek, and I turned to the guy next to me, I'm like, what the hell is it? He's like, I don't know. And then someone walked in the room, and it got worse, and we realized, like, holy shit, the smell was actually the dude coming down the hall. Like,
holy shit.
He was so bad, we smelled him before he actually got in the classroom. It is not
I have a experience.
Kind of amazing.
I've always had a paranoia that I smell bad, even though I shower daily and use deodorant, but I'm like, if Do I smell bad? Is that smell that I faintly am imagining? Is that me?
Yeah, I get that paranoia sometimes too, because like where I work, I serve people food, and I wear the chef's coat, which right next to the kitchen where all the fire is, it gets really toasty. So I will do a generous amount of sweating underneath there, and I'm like, oh my god, I start imagining I'm smelling something and like sniffing my coat. Like, is I smelly? Am I smelly? Like, I don't want to be the stinky person handing people food across the thing. But so far, I haven't had anybody complain.
I would hope the smell of food hit it, like you being the approximate smell of food, like that would be the immediate smell, so they wouldn't notice a bad smell. It would just be immediate, like, oh, you smell like French fries or whatever.
Yeah, but that is something I am genuinely paranoid about sometimes. Or like because these are like one of those like fireproof chef's coats that are also pretty much indestructible except from old age. So sometimes they themselves will kind of have kind of a weird smell about them already. And so when you mix that with like the smell of your own like perspiration from 6 hours in front of a fire, you're like, ooh, this is not smelling that great. I hope no one else.
It also like absorbs the smells of various foods. I noticed that when I was in the food industry. I'm like, I smell like dinner, like.
Because it's all the food and then all the smoke from because they're always like cooking meats and stuff. There's just smoke from that, and then like going in and out of the freezers with all that stuff. So it's like I've never smelled anything quite like it before, but I don't like it. I just want to like take the whole thing off, spray with bleach, and then call it a day.
I'm pretty sure I can like know the smell that you're talking about. It has like food preparation has a distinct smell that it leaves you with. It's gross.
I had a smell. Usually, no one smells like anything when I'm like checking people out with my retail job. But the last, like yesterday when I was working, it was the first time someone walked up and I was not just a slight smell. It was so bad I nearly gagged like as soon as he walked up.
You're like, oh hey,
it was awful beyond anything, like worse than convention goer smell.
I have the same thing as you on that one. Like, in my retail job, I work in a plumbing department, so most of the time, people coming in there are actual plumbers or like, that kind of thing. And so sometimes
they can smell like
just people that just need to shit walk up to them all the time.
There are some people that come in there and they're perfectly clean because they're like, oh, well, my sink broke. I'm like, all right, well, this is what you need. But then there's like the older guy and the younger guy who are wearing a company shirt walk in, and you're just like, oh god.
They probably just came from a job where they had to like clean out a fucking toilet with a router. Yeah.
Where they finished out a septic tank or they're installing new toilets, and it's like they're backing up the plumbing, and sometimes they just smell so bad.
Yeah.
But it's at this point now where it's like I don't even notice it anymore. Probably because like they don't even notice the smell themselves anymore. I'm just like, all right, here comes another stinky one, and I just
you're like, so you're like,
just
so
shut down everything. Dude? Wait, how are you working in this job? I thought you had a aversion to cleanliness, at least on your personal self.
I'm clean. I don't work as a plumber. I work in retail selling plumbing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a plumber. I would never be an actual plumber. And the sad part is people don't understand that. I work in a store that sells the items. I sell faucets and sinks and toilets and water heaters and yada, yada, yada. That doesn't mean I'm qualified to install this shit for you. I know how, but I'm not going to do it for you. I'm not a plumber.
So what you're saying is that you're a plumber.
It's kind of like how everyone at my store expects me to know all about office supplies I never use and be able to fix every computer problem, because that's also what we do.
To make this shit for you. I'm there to show you where it is so you can buy it and answer any questions you have about the product, not, where it goes.
I'm a computer programmer and I get all the questions about, hey, can you figure out why I'm getting this virus or why my computer's crashing? It's like, I'm not an IT specialist. I don't know all of that. I know how to make a program. I could probably figure out how to make a virus. I don't know what's causing yours. It's a very different subset of skills.
Yeah, what they're really asking usually is like, can you figure out how to get rid of it? That's really what most of these questions are for.
Basically, the question is, it's just, hey, I don't understand how to use Google. Can you
Tell
use
me how to
Google?
So I pretty much tell people like, okay, if you have a mystery virus on your computer, one, uninstall the damn that thing that was like LimeWire shareware. Uninstall your shareware program because that's probably giving you viruses. And then two, install yourself a nice little flash blocker / pop-up blocker. That way, when you go to watch some porn, you're not getting viruses from that. Then
yeah, just ad block, and you can like if you don't want to ad whatever, you can unblock it on specific sites. But it's a good idea just in general to have a lot of the spammy such virus things, even if it's not actually giving you a virus. Accidentally click on it, and whoops, then
or just do like
you're going to some other thing.
If you want porn, just go to Tumblr because you don't have to worry on Tumblr.
Dude, what are you?
Is that what Tumblr's for?
Now. Are you nub? It's Pornhub, dude. They got everything you need.
Yeah, but Pornhub is a little shady.
No, it's not. It's one of the best ones. Like, they have a whole community and everything.
They do. I don't know. I just don't feel...
They have a whole community and everything.
They have like community videos and shit, dude. They like comment. Their fucking community at this point is more active than the Rooster Teeth fucking community site.
It's like their website is working and they have porn.
Exactly.
They have like achievements and shit, and they have
achievements.
Like, they have like level to your.
What the heck is an achievement on a porn site?
I don't even know. I honestly have never looked into it, but now I don't want to go look into it.
Watch the whole 10-minute video.
Dare to watch a transgender video or
no, it's an achievement for like watching all the different types of fetishes or something.
Watching each category.
Once you watch 10 hours of mostly black porn, you get the achievement once you go black.
It's probably not that good. It's probably just like you posted a comment, you uploaded a video.
Oh yeah, it's probably just like that type of
like Facebook achievement bullshits.
Oh God, don't say probably. I'm sure you know exactly what they are.
Or do any of you guys know about Newgrounds? They have like a ranking / achievement system. I could see it being something like that too, where it's not really anything special, but you definitely feel special when you look at your little milestones.
Your little porn milestones, you're like, I'm special.
See, normally after porn, I try and delete the history so I don't remember what I just masturbated to. Because then I start to hate myself.
You log on. No,
I remember. I don't.
You have to set your computer to automatically forget your history, your browsing history, when you close the window. That way you don't have to worry about erasing.
Yeah, but I still need like some of the things saved for like when I go back to sites, like for like my passwords and shit. I don't
Firefox can save that information even when it clears the browsing history.
I could.
Yeah, browsing history and the cookies that are there are two different things. Which is, if you do, you can't just clear one thing if you're trying to actually get rid of it, because there's still like a bunch of shady cookies that might be getting information off of whatever.
Pornhub, I bet, does not have a mobile app for Apple and Android, and Tumblr does.
I bet it does. I bet it does. I'm looking this up on my phone right now.
Pornhub does have a mobile website that works.
It does.
It has a mobile website. I don't know if it has an app.
How many, like, is there a registered user number or something? I mean, obviously they probably get more visitors, but
number? Like how many people are? Like how many people are registered to the site? I have no idea.
How many people doing anything? Have Ray go to Pornhub and have her create an account just to see.
Congratulations, your number.
Nothing on the Play Store.
Tell Ray you need to make a Pornhub account for science.
Yeah.
Take one for the team, Ray. Come on, David. You need to yell to let her know she needs to do this, so that when we end the podcast, we can get this information.
We need to know.
It's crucial.
It's the only way.
Oh.
No, don't. Oh, do it. She's right in the other room.
I think she's probably in the middle of the game and/or not.
No, she's typing in the chat. I can see her typing stuff.
It's. I've already got it right here. Download the Pornhub app today. Optimize for fast loading, ability to quickly filter, view community photos, and interact with fellow users. The ultimate free porn application, and much more.
There is an app. Is this for Apple or Android?
Right now on my phone.
Is this for Apple or Android?
This one's for Android. I assume.
Freaking awesome!
Let's see, for Android version 4.0 or more.
Oh, okay. I have a new app I'm going to be downloading tonight.
I can't believe this is actually a thing. Alright, go ahead and delete my history so that doesn't show up anymore.
Alright, guys.
By the way, I just want to say, I think we should name this episode Shady Cookies.
Shady Cookies? Why?
Because Chaos said it earlier, and I was like, that is a great title for something. Shady Cookies.
I don't trust those cookies. They're looking shady over there.
Then people will go to listen to this episode because Shady Cookies, what are they talking about? And then at the very end, we're like, hey, yeah, we're just going to arbitrarily name it Shady Cookies.
It's cute. You think people are going to listen to the episode.
So
Exactly.
we're getting close to when we need to be wrapping it up today. Seawin and Soundslide Kyle, do either of you have anything you want to pimp?
Sounds like.
I mean, I'm going to start trying to stream. Maybe I'll do that amnesia thing. I don't want
to. Do the amnesia thing.
Yeah, if you do, when you do that, just definitely let me know, because that's something I'd like to see.
I'll probably just do it over the weekend, or on a weeknight, like Saturday night or Friday night or something.
Friday night sounds good.
And that's just twitch.tv/C190.
I do not have anything to pimp. I am not much of a social media person, but
I didn't think
I've told
you would.
Zach multiple times, like, he's gonna link all this kind of stuff to my Steam page if you really want to look at what games I play. Go for it. But
Can we link to your Pornhub account?
You have to give me like a day to go make one, but then
okay, all right, to make one.
Go make your own.
to make a cover one, so we don't actually see what his real one looks like. That's what he means.
But sure, if you want to do that, we'll go right ahead. Like, it's my non-fictional Pornhub account.
All right. Well, and with that, guys, I think it's time that we wrap this thing up since G is not here to do the honors. Would either of you guys like to do it?
Follow us at the forum thread on Twitter
and on iTunes.
On iTunes, Facebook, Pornhub, Tumblr, Gmail, Yahoo,
I'm going to make
Media
a Pornhub
file.
account for us.
Podcast.
I'm doing it right.
Podcast got it.
I'm making it.
Are we gonna finally make the TFT Lays account?
Yes, name it that. TFT Lays.
YouTube for the Forum Fed Productions and Forum Fed TFT Plays. I don't. Is there anything else?
Finally, 121. I think teaching's done, so that can come out. The live one we did at RTX, and then the rest of the backlog can come out after that. It was a lot more involved because it was a live one from 2 different camera feeds, but now it's finally put together.
You should have given me that one. I know how to edit videos.
All right.
Various garbage.
You guys can discuss.
Go watch our RTX shenanigans on the Forum Thread podcast.
You need more shenanigans.
There's going to be more shenanigans.
Literally 2 shenanigans.
It's going to be a thing. Don't worry about it.
Right.
You can't start off doing something and already have all the content made. It's a thing called starting something new, you know? There'll be more later.
I don't understand, but okay.
Check back later. And with that, guys, we will see you same time next week. Hopefully on time, so a little sooner next week. Until then, good night, everybody.
Bye.